I guess for sure, tell us a little bit about the trip.
Yep.
Oh.
Well,
I'm looking at you, but
yeah,
I've got the
yeah,
mic on.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're going to go down to El Salvador. We're trying to make sure we can check in on Kimara and make sure he's in good health, and talk to him about the efforts to bring him back. But the overall goal is to make sure we keep the pressure on the Trump administration to comply with the court orders from the Supreme Court, from the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. They've been very clear about the need for the Trump administration to bring Kimara back to the country so he can have his day in court. We're going to keep the pressure on until that happens.
Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you. And then yo. I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress, no success.
Oh, it's showtime again. Starring in tonight's Democrat drama, Congressman Glenn Ivey of Maryland auditioning hard for the role of international advocate for criminal illegals, while America burning. On a holiday weekend, while families in Maryland were just trying to stay safe, Glenn Ivey packed his bags and flew off to El Salvador, supposedly to check in on a deported criminal. But here's the truth. The president of El Salvador already said he's not releasing that prisoner. Why? Because he called him what he is, a terrorist.
There's an illegal alien from El Salvador. So, with respect to you, he's a citizen of El Salvador. So, it's very arrogant even for American media to suggest that we would even tell El Salvador how to handle their own citizens as a starting point. As 2 immigration courts found that he was a member of MS-13. When President Trump declared MS-13 to be a foreign terrorist organization, that meant that he was no longer eligible under federal law, which I'm sure you know, you're very familiar with the INA, that he was no longer eligible for any form of immigration relief in the United States. So he had a deportation order that was valid, which meant that under our law, he's not even allowed to be present in the United States and had to be returned because of the foreign terrorist designation. This issue was then, by a district court judge, completely inverted, and a district court judge tried to tell the administration that they had to kidnap a citizen of El Salvador and fly him back here. That issue was raised to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said the district court order was unlawful, and its main components were reversed 9-0 unanimously, stating clearly that neither Secretary of State nor the President could be compelled by anybody to forcibly retrieve a citizen of El Salvador from El Salvador, who again is a member of MS-13, which, as I'm sure you understand, rapes little girls, murders women, murders children, is engaged in the most barbaric activities in the world, and I can promise you, if he was your neighbor, you would move right away.
So you don't... Of course, I'm not going to do it. It's like, the question is preposterous.
So Glenn, you know good and well that you weren't going to be able to see that man. So let me ask, who were you meeting with and for whose interests? Meanwhile, a CNN reporter went to interview a Cartel member. And this is what he said.
I mean, according to the Trump administration, you are a terrorist. I mean, the cartels have been labeled a foreign terrorist organization. What do you make of that?
Está fea la situación, ¿verdad? Está fea la situación, pero pues de todos modos tenemos que comer.
What's your message to Donald Trump, if he's watching this?
Respeto, él tiene que, según él, buscar lo mejor para los suyos. Pero el detalle es que ya están los consumidores, ¿no? Si no hubiera consumidores, pues uno le parara.
There is a lot.
That little media stunt was supposed to make Trump look bad. It backfired. Because once again, Democrats' lies are unraveling in real time. And while all this is happening, fentanyl, violent crime, families losing everything, but Glenn Ivey is playing international social worker for deported felons. Let's be honest, this is not leadership. It's not even effective activism. This is straight up theatrics. So if the prisoners was never going to be released, what was the real purpose of that trip? Was it a photo op? Was it a donor handshake? Or was it another quiet favor for someone in the shadows? I say we follow the money. Let's look into every nonprofit involved, every contract signed, and every bank account padded off this El Salvador drama, because something is not adding up, and Democrats are still lying, loudly and confidently, while American families get left behind.
Glenn Ivey tells WJZ he was denied access to speak with Kimara Abrego Garcia today.
Congressman Ivey, your little holiday audition flopped. You knew you weren't visiting that prisoner. So again, who were you visiting? This is not a movie. We're not extras in your little political production. We're taxpayers, we're Americans, and we're sick of the lies. We need fighters, not actors. Like, share, subscribe, and to Maryland voters, get this man off stage.